Hello and welcome to Segments with Mark and Amber. Segments is a comedy podcast where in each episode, Amber and I choose a topic and talk about it in a variety of segments. My name is Mark, and with me as always is the stone in my gauntlet, Amber.
Oh.
Does that sound inappropriate? Like kind of gross, maybe?
Are there 6 of us?
There's... Well, I'm the gauntlet. There's 6 of you.
The last stone. Oh, okay.
It's like, there's the happy Amber. There's the upset Amber. There's the, why didn't you clean the kitchen today, Amber?
Yeah. That's so pleasant.
The happy stone in my gauntlet, it's Amber.
Oh, there we go.
How's that?
That's so much better.
There we go.
Welcome to episode 40, everybody. We are talking about Avengers and stuff.
I think that's a big deal. Episode 40, that feels like...
a big deal.
You remember when we turned 40?
Yeah.
Did we have a big party?
We did. It was Star Wars Hawaiian themed.
That's right. That's right. That was a fun time.
We had all sorts of awesome Star Wars food puns.
That's right. And so it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So we don't have any food puns.
Is this the start of our phase 2? Phase 2 of segments?
Well, I don't know. That's an interesting question because iTunes asks me every time that I upload, what season is this?
Oh,
no. So maybe this is, are we wrapping up the first phase? That could be.
Okay.
Could this be the end of season 1? Will we leave everybody on a cliffhanger today?
Is that what Marvel does at the end of its phases? I guess we'll discuss that shortly.
Let's discuss that. I don't have any idea.
All right. Well, the format of today's show is we're going to briefly go over what we have Googled when it comes to the Avengers timeline and the 3 phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We are not experts on that, but I was interested in finding out more, so I thought I'd share what we found with you guys. That's one segment. We have another segment where I'm going to talk about the Avengers, not Endgame, Avengers Enneagram.
Okay. So are there spoilers in the Enneagram?
No, and because none of the numbers are dead. Segment 3. This is real smooth.
Yeah.
It is an Avengers quiz.
An Avengers quiz, and I'm pretty excited. We're going to be playing for a new listener today, but we'll get to that once we get there.
As always, if you want to contact us or leave feedback, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at SegmentsCast. Or you can send us an email, segmentscast@gmail.com.
Awesome.
So we usually have a segment, not even a segment. I don't know what it is. An opening, a pre-segment.
It's an opener.
An opener called Corrections and Apologies. And last time we made a big deal about how we haven't gotten any corrections or apologies. So we did get some comments from my brother Aaron and his wife Bobby Jo. So I don't know if they were not corrections so much as just giving us more information about what we were saying. We weren't sure. We were talking about the new generation of Disney movies, and did Aladdin come out first or Little Mermaid? So my brother says first Little Mermaid, then Beauty and the Beast, and then Aladdin.
So what moves this into corrections and apologies in that feedback, Amber? As you were...
I just wanted there to be a correction. We forgot about Beauty and the Beast altogether. How could we have left that out? I'm so sorry, listeners. That's my apology. We left out Beauty and the Beast.
Good. Thank you.
Right in the middle of those 2 things.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's not really a correction.
But it is an apology.
We can make it one. You can leave the other things not.
So I remember Little Mermaid very well. We watched that quite a bit in the Maury household. Not the Morris household, the Maury household.
Yeah.
With the forks, and I think we talked about that. Beauty and the Beast, not sure I've seen it all the way through.
Wow.
I know the story. I know there's a big bad monster guy that falls in love with a pretty girl. I know she wears a gold dress at the end, and
Tale as old as time.
It's a tale as old as time. Is the Hunchback in that one?
No. He's a different beast.
He is a different beast, but is he a Disney beast?
I think so.
No one knows. But then, of course, Aladdin is really, really good. So we're sorry we didn't talk more about Aladdin.
No.
He does. Okay, here it is. He does go under the water. Do you remember the scene? Aladdin
go under the water.
He's all tied up, and he's got one wish left, and the genie's like, "Come on, Al, you got to wish it this time. I can't do a freebie."
Yeah.
And he's drowning, and then Aladdin's hands accidentally kind
What
of.
was he drowning in? The pool over where the tiger used to lay?
I don't know where he was. It was some sort of a body of water that Jafar had thrown him in.
Oh, okay.
Well,
It does sound familiar.
okay. Well, listeners,
Jasmine almost drowned in sand.
there's more of this exciting talk coming up
Wait a
in the
minute,
next
I thought
hour.
this was about Avengers and stuff.
So, this is the stuff. Also, it says here, Jango Fett is not a Mandalorian. Was that a correction or an apology?
It was an apology for us not being 100% sure. Or I asked if he was a Mandalorian. He said, no, I don't think so.
So this is more. So it's corrections, apologies, and clarification.
Let's add that.
But not
It's
feedback.
not something in that category.
I agree.
Come on, people.
Come on.
Give us something to be sorry about.
Yes. Besides the opening of this show.
Oh, no.
Okay. So, Amber, we did get some feedback.
Our last episode was all about water.
Agua.
Agua.
Okay, so our friends Aaron and Bobby Joe, they said that their favorite movie is Moana, which also stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So here's the thing, Amber. Disney movies, you know I love animated Disney movies. And yeah, that's true. And the one with the frog princess. Yeah. I would like to see that. I've not seen this one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I like Dwayne.
Yeah, I think you'd like it.
There's a lot of Dwayne movies I haven't seen, which is shocking.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, so that was their favorite movie that has to do with water. Listener Brian said his favorite movie that has to do with water is Jurassic Park, and then he helpfully put in a GIF of the cup shaking as the T-Rex approaches.
Yeah.
He knows that would get the segment's hosts excited.
Yeah.
We love that too.
So I think that's very interesting that like that is much less water than many of my questionable water. It's very poignant. And in this
Could you have done it with coffee? Maybe.
Well, yeah, I think you could do it with any liquid.
Pudding?
Well, pudding's a little bit too.
A less chilled pudding.
I think if you did it with pudding, like if you did like a callback, and like maybe there's a much larger dinosaur,
yeah.
and it's like the water's sloshing all over. Anyway, that's not good. Okay, carry on. So Brian also sent this great photo. I don't know. You guys can find it on the segment's Facebook page. Stormtroopers actually look friendly if they wear their helmets upside down.
Yeah, friendly and a little bit dirty, to borrow a word of our daughters.
Yes, it's a very creepy picture of Stormtroopers, but
it kind of looks like, I don't know, a teapot that can talk. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. I don't like it. So your brother sent us some feedback.
That was great. That was my other brother, Adam, sent us a meme, I guess. It doesn't move. A meme?
I think it's not just a picture.
An image?
It's an image. Man.
Oh, wow. It says, yep, could have fit two people, and it's like a tape outline on the floor of the piece of board that, what's her name, was on the Titanic.
I think Lily.
Jack and Kate?
Lacey.
Oh, my gosh.
Gabby. I think it was Gabby.
Jack and
Diane.
Little story.
Well, whoever it was, she survived. He did
hilarious.
not.
There's people are showing lots of different ways that two of them could have fit on the door.
Yeah,
whatever that was.
When Adam sent this to me, I saw the meme, and it must have been a week or so after we'd recorded, because I was looking at it and I was like, I have no idea.
I knew right away.
what is this? And but then I figured it out. I'm pretty sharp.
Figured it out. That's also on our Facebook page if you want to check that out.
Friend of the show, Amy, said, great episode. Thanks, Amy. You're very encouraging. I've not seen many water movies, but it is still fun. I really like The Little Mermaid because of Sebastian and Flounder. Correct. Amber, you did great on the quiz. Some of those questions were hard. Thanks for another fun podcast. Well, Amy, you're so welcome. We're so glad that we can entertain you as you are up early. Baking. Is that what it is? She's the second baker that listens to podcasts.
Ooh,
interesting. It's just a thing.
Listener of the show, friend of the show, my mom, Laura. She said she was born in Chicago. She'll always be a Cubs fan. I think these are out of order. She always enjoyed laughing with us. We're contagious about the Cubs. Aaron gave you the article to read. Okay. So Aaron Mueller, who gave you the article about baseball, was a Cubs fan, and you still chose the Tigers. That's what she was pointing out.
Yeah.
Bill Murray attends many games and is a fantastic Cubs fan, and we talked about Bill Murray in The Life Aquatic.
Mm-hmm.
So she was putting all that together. You should be a Cubs fan. She was born in Chicago. She'll always be a Cubs fan. Try it. You'll like it. I loved visiting those movies with you guys, especially impressed with the Star Wars water reference. Do you remember the year I got you each a DVD of Pirates of the Caribbean? We do remember that. And matching sweaters.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Amber, what's making you happy right now?
What's making me happy right now is a little thing called Topo Chico. Topo Chico, you introduced it to me.
I did introduce it to you.
It is a beverage that Mark had on his last trip to Mexico. It is a plain sparkling water that you can buy in a 4-pack in the ethnic aisle of our grocery store with the Mexican food. So it is in a glass bottle. I think that's what I really like about it, because my favorite flavor of LaCroix is plain.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the plain sparkling water. I find it very refreshing, but Topo Chico takes it to a new level because of that cold glass bottle. Mm-hmm. It is delightful. I feel like I'm having a special treat, quenching my thirst, 0 calorie. Mexico. It's wonderful.
It has healing properties too.
Does it? Oh, we looked it up. We Googled it, like that it healed an Aztec princess or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you like plain sparkling water, they do have a lime version, but I'm not going for that.
No.
So, $4 a 4-pack. It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting that you're so passionate about how much you like plain water, and it seems like you give me a real hard time
oh, no.
when I like something plain.
Oh, no, you're right. Ooh, I'm glad you pointed that out.
Kind of reap what you sow kind of a situation.
I like the vanilla of water.
You like the vanilla of water.
Huh. Interesting. Thank you for pointing that out.
You're welcome.
What's making you happy right now?
Amber never remembers to say what's making you happy. There's 40 episodes.
Type the question in there twice on the rundown.
I never forget.
That's part of the joke.
Oh, it is?
No.
I see. Well, Amber, what's making me happy is a new podcast that I have discovered. It is called The Bible Recap.
Ooh.
And the lady who does it, her name is Tara Lee Cobble. How do I explain this? Do you know how there's like chronological reading plans?
Yes.
So she suggests this specific chronological reading plan from the Bible app. Mm-hmm. So I'm currently listening to that in the ESV version. You can listen to it in whatever you want. And so you go into your Bible app and you read, or you can what I'm doing is listening to it. You can read or listen to that chronological section of the text. Yeah, about 3 chapters. Sometimes 2, sometimes 4, but most likely 3.
Gotcha.
And it's good. I've read the Bible chronologically a number of times, and it's helpful.
A lot of Job at the beginning.
A lot of Job at the beginning. But here's what's great. Okay. And so after I'm done reading my plan, I turn on the Bible recap, and Tara Lee Cobble, she gives you a great breakdown of what the main points were. You know how often when you're reading the Bible, you're just like, I have no idea what I just read. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Well, Tara, she does a great job of helping you kind of understand the cultural context, understand what is happening, maybe some of the high points. She'll, when we're going through genealogies, sometimes she'll point out like, oh, don't overlook this guy. He's going to come up later or something like that, and so it's really actually heightens the excitement of reading your plan. And so I've been sometimes doing 2-3 days of Bible reading a day.
How long is her daily recap?
About 5 to 9 minutes.
Okay. That's real doable.
Yeah, and so if the Bible reading part is 15 minutes, say, and so you got about 20 minutes there, and it's great. And then she kind of goes, all right, what's your God shot? And so what's kind of from this day's reading, what did you take out of it? And then she always says, this is what I got out of it, and it's just great.
All right.
Oh, so good.
Cool. Is it kind of like a commentary, or is it more like just somebody talking about it?
She is very smart. She is very well studied. She talks, she doesn't talk like, she talks on a layman's level, right? Just a regular person can understand it, but she's done her research. She really knows what she's talking about. And so as somebody who has gone to school for quite a bit, to understand the Bible, I am getting a lot out of it, but not to the level where that your first time reading through the Bible, you're not going to understand what she's talking about.
I like the chronological read through anyway, because otherwise I get kind of confused when I'm reading the Kings and Chronicles and Samuel and how many Jeroboams were there? Is this the same one? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of thing.
And now she will go, oh, look, remember this is that Jeroboam, or she'll say this is the same. She's going to lay it all right out there. So if you're out there and you're like, man, sometimes I have a hard time reading the Bible, I encourage you, get the Bible app, get this podcast, and just listen to it and just make it a daily practice. It's really, 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 really helpful.
Awesome.
So there you go. That's what's making me happy, Amber. Bible Recap Podcast.
All right. Well, now that all of that hullabaloo has weeded out anybody who found our podcast and just listened to it for Avengers.
Yeah.
For the very first time.
Welcome.
They're gone. No, I think they're gone.
Oh, never mind.
We lost them.
Segment 1. I can't read all this, and there's no title.
Oh. It's like Avengers timeline.
Okay. Segment 1. It's like an Avengers timeline.
Here we go. It's like that.
It's like that. So, Amber, what's the premise of segment 1 here?
Well, I had this great idea where I knew that some of the movies, I know what order they came out in the theater, but I was wondering about what order they were supposed to have happened in the fictional Marvel universe. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, well, I'll just Google and get a list of the chronological order of these movies, and then we could talk about them. Well, that's a lot harder to do than you would imagine. There's a lot of nerds out there who've put together various lists and graphics and things. None of them that I could find other than Wikipedia were updated with the newest movies. A lot of them have a real nice timeline that stops in 2017, which doesn't help me because I'm still not sure about, they don't have Ant-Man and the Wasp, they don't have last year's Avengers. Anyway,
it's crazy.
So I found two different graphics that we can look at here. One of them lists all the movies in just the order that they came out in our world. And then the other one talks about some of the years where the movies were supposed to take place in the world of Avengers. So if anybody's not aware of the Avengers MCU movie universe, it has 3 phases. There's 3 arcs or 3 phases, right? Is an arc the same as a phase?
Sure.
We just lost any other listeners that were just coming in for Avengers.
Yes. Yeah, so I think that a phase and arc is similar.
Okay, so our little joke at the beginning about is this the end of our first phase or arc or whatever. I didn't realize there were any arcs when I was watching the Avengers movies. That didn't mean anything to me. I could not tell when one arc stopped and another one started.
Now, well, I think that, did you hear through the grapevine that Captain Marvel is going to lead the new phase? I
heard that she would start leading the Avengers, but I didn't necessarily hear about a phase.
I see.
I did know that Endgame was the end of something, end of a phase. Except maybe for Spider-Man.
Yeah, it seems like, according to this graphic, that looks like the Avengers movies typically, like the full big Avengers movies, kind of end the phases.
Has there only been 3? No.
There's only been 3 phases. So we've got Marvel's The Avengers 2012.
The very first one.
So you remember that one because it's got the big space worms that eat New York.
Yes.
And we have a very angry Hulk.
Yes.
That smashes things.
Loki is involved in the space worms?
Yeah, I think he was a bad guy. He was a bad guy.
Well, he's always partly bad. So the first phase just goes from our very first Iron Man, that was the first Avenger movie we ever got, 2008, through the first Avengers movie in 2012. That's our first phase, and there's only 6 movies in that phase. Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, and the Captain America. So then we have phase 2 starts with Iron Man 3, which is so weird.
Why is that weird?
I don't know, because it's Iron Man 3 and phase 2. It's a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
Then you get Thor Dark World, Captain America Winter Soldier, which I remember us being pleasantly surprised with Winter Soldier. I think that we were getting a little bogged down in the world. Iron Man 3 wasn't that great. Thor Dark World maybe wasn't as good as the first Thor.
No, I did like Thor Dark World, but yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, then we're ramping things up here.
That one was great. Now we're on to something. Once the Guardians of the Galaxy came out, you got Chris Pratt, and you've got the awesome mix, and he's got cool music, and he's got a little raccoon guy. Like, to me, that drew me right back in.
Yeah. They all had some humor, but I feel like the humor kind of amped up.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Guardians into that.
It seemed ridiculous. If they didn't have Chris Pratt, it would have been harder for me to get excited about it before I saw it, but
Yeah.
he drew me in.
What's the guy who plays Drax? Oh, Dave Bautista.
Yes. He might be my favorite.
Really?
He's so funny.
Yeah. And then they gained a person with the Guardians 2 with the lady with the antenna. Mantis. I like her too. She's real funny to me. I don't know why.
She is very funny. Avengers Age of Ultron, and then Ant-Man actually finishes phase 2.
Interesting.
But that was the same year as Avengers Age of Ultron.
Ant-Man, this is a little tidbit for people in case they little Ant-Man trivia. We were on vacation in Jackson the year that came out, and we left the lake and took the kids into Jackson to watch that one.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
So
we had a pontoon boat.
It was a really fun one.
That's nice.
So, is this a good time to talk about how much you dislike Captain America?
I mean, we've talked about it so much.
Okay. I just like to bring it up because
Winter
it's so
Soldier
weird.
was the best Captain America movie for sure.
Not because of Captain America, but because of the bad boy Winter Soldier.
And finding out about Hydra. That was really exciting.
Yeah, Hydra.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then phase 3 started with Captain America Civil War. And that was really, had a lot of Avengers in it.
It felt like an Avengers movie.
It definitely did. Then we get to meet Doctor Strange.
I'm surprised that Doctor Strange was way back in 2016.
Yeah. Well, it's only a 3-year phase. 4-year. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, our Spider-Man with our Tom Holland. He's fantastic. Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther.
Okay, all right, don't blow too fast Thor Ragnarok. That was, to me, was that the best Avengers movie or MCU movie? It might have been.
It was really good.
Because, did we already talk about this one?
Yeah.
I don't know, because we got Thor and we got the Hulk, and he's real kind of cool, and he's in a battle arena kind of situation. You got, what's his name playing?
Taika Waititi.
Oh, Taika Waititi. Oh. Yeah, he was fantastic. No, the guy.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, we had a whole Thor episode, I'm pretty sure. If you haven't checked it out, go back.
And I have a lot of opinions about that.
I'm excited about Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Still are.
I thought Homecoming was good, too.
I just like this Spider-Man's been my favorite.
And everybody loved Black Panther.
Yes, everybody.
I was so hot. It's still hot.
Yeah.
Didn't it just win some award?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still winning awards. I guess it was only 2018. That was just last year, so.
Yeah. And so still within phase 3, we've got Avengers Infinity War, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and Avengers Endgame. Some people are also saying the next Spider-Man is part of the end of phase 3.
That's the word on the street. My friend Kurt says that.
I believe him. So we actually got, I feel like, 3 Avengers movies, because Captain America Civil War really felt like all the Avengers.
Yeah.
So this one had 10 movies, phase 3.
I thought it was fantastic. We can't really spoil it, though. We can't talk about the Endgame.
No, I wish we could, but we don't want to alienate our listeners. Maybe we should put that at the beginning, that we won't have any spoilers.
No spoilers.
We could put it when we post it.
Yeah, no spoilers.
So, yeah, we loved it. It's 3 hours long, definitely the longest Avengers movie. There's some parts that aren't as action-packed, but we feel like they're valuable because they help round out the story, help you kind of get inside some characters' heads. That's very satisfying. So if you want to look at those lists, you can find the phases list on Wikipedia.
Segment 2, Avengers Enneagram. All right, so Amber, you and I are big fans of the Enneagram.
We are. It's like a personality test, if you haven't heard of it before.
And it is not demonic.
No, not in the least.
It's not in the least demonic, so don't worry about that. That would be like a pentagram.
It's not a pentagram.
It's not.
Right.
This has 9 sides. So it's very good and holy. If it had 7 sides, it would be super holy.
Ooh, it would.
That would be to the next level. So Amber found this great article on relevant.com.
Yeah.
If you guys are relevantmagazine.com, I guess officially, and it gives us the Enneagram numbers of the Avengers. So Amber, what do you got?
Okay, I don't think all the Avengers are represented here, but I did appreciate what they did here. I think it was Tyler Huckabee from Relevant that came up with this list. So,
did you know that Tyler Huckabee does a comic book podcast?
No,
it's called Cape Town.
So he was the expert for this type of thing.
Yeah.
Just to give you a brief reminder, type 1 in the Enneagram is the reformer. So they are rational, idealistic, perfectionist, purposeful, and self-controlled.
Okay.
So people...
Let's forget about the ones.
Yeah.
Do I know a 1?
In real life?
Yeah.
I don't know. Captain America.
Okay.
Is
The reformer.
Yeah. He cares about he's idealistic, he's a perfectionist, he has purpose behind all of his things.
Do you think that's why you dislike him?
I don't think so. I think he could be those things and not be boring.
So I'm not a one, which is good for me.
Because of my taste.
Us.
Yeah.
For that.
There's also a character they said was a type 1 that was called War Machine.
So War Machine is his friend with the other Iron Man looking guy, but he's got the guns. Oh, what's his name? African American guy.
Not Falcon?
No, not the other African American guy.
Oh. War Machine.
Yeah. Woody. Chucky. Chachi. Don Cheadle. But that's not his name in the movie.
No, but that would make a cool superhero name.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, man. So I never have heard the word War Machine before. Do they ever call him that?
That's a great question. I don't know. So they're kind of the patriotic and, fighting for what's right. But is that true in Civil War? Because then, is he still a one? He's fighting for what's right. It's just not what the government wants. So he is, right? He's still doing what's right, even though he has to fight
his idealism.
The United States.
Yeah. So I think that's part of what it is. Number one isn't always, what is right. What is right and wrong?
What is right? What is truth?
Moral relativism. I think that they decide in their mind that this is right based on what they think they understand the world. Mm-hmm. And they want everything to follow that.
Yes. Yeah.
But somebody else might still think they're wrong.
Well, Iron Man thought they were wrong, and the United States, but they were wrong. Iron Man was right.
Yeah.
I think.
That's your opinion.
Wow.
Type 1 Enneagram, we've got Captain America and War Machine. Those of you who are like, oh my gosh, I'll never keep this Enneagram stuff straight, I want to give you hope because I keep hearing about it and it's finally starting to click.
The more you talk about it, the more you integrate it with actual people and things like Avengers, it's just going to make so much sense.
Listening to one of my favorite podcasts called The Popcast to talk about Enneagrams with celebrities and pop culture. That's one of the first times that the numbers 5, 6, and 7 started to differentiate themselves to me. They always kind of blend together. So number 2 in the Enneagram is the helper. They're caring, interpersonal, demonstrative, generous, and people-pleasing.
Okay.
So the Avenger that got matched as the helper is Spider-Man. And
he's a little people-pleaser.
He's interpersonal, yeah. He's generous. He likes to help people. He cares.
So when do you think he in the movie Homecoming, not Endgame, not... Well, I guess he's in Infinity War, isn't he?
Yeah.
We can talk about that one.
It feels so good.
Yeah, I don't feel so good. When did he really embrace his two-ness?
First, wasn't he just having fun being Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
And then he
just
decided
around.
I can actually help people. I feel like he was sitting on a ledge somewhere and he saw something happen. He's like, he was trying to help. He tried to help return a bike or help a cat or something. He messed up. But he didn't give up. He just kept trying to help people.
Remember the scene in Infinity War when the spaceship is going up into space and he's on the outside of it, and and he's like, and Tony's like, no, get out of here, but he's like, I'm just gonna do whatever it takes to take care of, to help Tony out.
Yep, that was demonstrative.
He's very demonstrative.
Hang on to this rocket ship as we go into outer space.
That movie had the Maw. Wonder what his Enneagram type is.
He
was that kind of stoic, tall guy that hung out with Thanos. Could control things.
Wizard guy.
Yeah, he might have been a 1, but kind of on the wrong side.
Of it. Yeah, you can go too far. Enneagram Type 3 is the achiever.
That's me.
They are success-oriented, adaptive, excelling, driven, and image-conscious.
That is me. I've got 2 new pairs of shoes in the last couple of weeks, and I've always liked shoes, I guess, but for some reason the last little while I've been really into shoes. I've been kind of researching what are the shoes I want. A lot of people are wearing white shoes, so I got a nice pair of Adidas white shoes with the 3 little stripes on it. And then I also got this great pair of gray Sauconys with this kind of orangish yellow Saucony symbol on the side of it. And let's just say every time I wear them, people notice.
Those are hot.
They're hot.
I agree.
So this isn't about me, though.
No. But like you, an Avenger who has those qualities is Iron Man. I feel like that's perfect. I read a different article where somebody called him a 5, but I really think that his, he is into researching and stuff like a 5 might be, but his motivation is all to achieve and to be successful and to have people think he's pretty awesome and to have his image be impressive.
Yeah.
So, but I love Iron Man, so you're in luck there.
Yeah, that's right. I want to be Captain America, but I'm Iron Man. That works out.
We're all glad.
We're all
of us at this table.
Yeah. So there's so many scenes when Tony really is all about, but when he comes, I think in the very first movie, I think it was the 2008 Iron Man, he comes out and he's like, I am Iron Man, right? And he's just like, look at me, look at my armor, look what I have come up with. Like
this big glowing thing on my chest.
There's so much, I think, as superheroes, it's like you kind of keep it's a secret identity and you don't know who it is, but he's just like, nope, here I am. And he builds that very tall building.
He really does. That's a notice me bit.
Notice me.
Right there.
Bit phallic.
Number 4, type 4 is the individualist. This person is sensitive, expressive, dramatic, perhaps withdrawn. We think of the type 4 as being kind of creative, an out-of-the-box thinker, unique, that kind of thing. So this article puts the type 4 Avenger as the Scarlet Witch.
The Scarlet Witch?
She's different.
That is,
she doesn't really fit in with the crowd.
She's like, I'm going to date this robot.
Yep.
She is super powerful.
Yeah.
I think she might be one of the most powerful Avengers. I mean, obviously, Captain Marvel has some crazy superpowers. I don't really understand what even the full height of her power is, but the Scarlet Witch seems bonkers when she's really going after it.
Yeah. Type 5, that's the investigator. They're intense, perceptive, innovative, could be secretive or isolated. So that is, people do think of them as question askers and answerers. They do a lot of research.
Investigator. Okay, so there's somebody in a different list that put that as Iron Man. Oh man, who could it be? Do I know who they are?
Yeah.
What color is their costume?
Purple?
Baron Zemo.
You got
it. Doctor Strange?
No, it's the Hulk. I don't know if he has. I was trying to think if he had purple pants and the old. What color costume was the Hulk?
I guess.
Green, I suppose.
Yeah,
but it's his skin.
That's his skin. That's not a costume.
That was a tricky
ridiculous. That was.
But he is.
Okay, the Banner side of him.
Bruce Banner, right?
So he's got kind of a twofold. Wonder what the Hulk's Enneagram number.
Like the secretive and isolated part comes out when he's the Hulk. I mean, I think it does when he's a person too. He kind of hides from his.
Oh yeah, remember what was the movie when he's like hiding in some South American country or something? Yeah, he's a super 5.
Super 5. All right. Type 6 is the loyalist. They're committed, security-oriented, engaging, and responsible. So that's what I've been picking up lately about the 6 is they're likely to have a lot of fears and a lot of like phobias or worry about a lot of different scenarios and things, which I think is interesting. It's possible that the 9 goes to the 6 in stress. In stress, because I tend to do that too.
Worried. Is it so?
This does not. I don't feel like these people are necessarily that worried.
Okay, can you give me the list again?
Let's go by loyal. Loyalist. Loyal. They're committed, security-oriented, engaging, and responsible.
Oh boy, who's the girl that Scarlett Johansson plays?
Black Widow. She's not on this part of that. Not on this particular number.
Okay. I don't know that.
There's 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I think they really are going by the loyal. But Black Panther, I mean, he's loyal, he's committed, he's engaging, responsible. If it's Hawkeye they put there.
He is responsible because he's taken charge of this whole Wakanda situation.
Yeah. And he stepped up. He didn't really want to do it, but he did. So Black Panther, then Hawkeye. Yeah. And Ant-Man.
He's kind of loyal to his family. He kind of left.
He did.
Ran off.
Yeah. So, maybe more loyal to his family. Had some responsibility there. Security-oriented, I think that fits Hawkeye.
Yeah, he ran security in Thor. Was it the first Thor or was it Dark World where they've got the Shield has the hammer surrounded by all that stuff, and is that the first time we see Hawkeye?
I think it is, yeah. Okay. And Ant-Man, he's loyal. I don't know.
Is he? Maybe to his daughter.
To the Avengers? Is he loyal to the Avengers?
Is he loyal to the Avengers? Nah. I mean, he does come and help.
Misplaced one.
I think he's loyal to his daughter, who he's very passionate about.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to get a job and he's trying to get things straightened out, and then he ends up doing a bad job. I mean, a criminal job.
Yeah.
He does a good job at the criminal job. Actually, he doesn't anyway. But yeah, I think that's for his daughter. I think he's loyal to his family and aunts.
True. He's real loyal to ants. Maybe he fits better in the next category, which is the enthusiast, type 7. The enthusiast is busy, fun-loving, spontaneous, versatile, and distractible.
So these are like the party people.
Yeah.
That's what a 7 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see him more, all right, I'll leave him at a 6. I don't know if he's like, I don't really see him as like being the life of the party.
Yeah, who do you think is the life of the party?
Who is the life of the party? It's a tough one. Happy Avenger.
I think there's 2 that could go here, but Tyler Huckabee just put 1.
Okay, I can't think of any Happy Avenger.
Thor is the one he put there.
Oh, of course. That's perfect.
He has some sad moments, and then I think the other one would be Guardians guy, Star-Lord.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's pretty, I mean, he has horrible things happen to him. But
yeah, I think
to start out with, he's enthusiastic about life.
Especially Thor in Ragnarok it does seem like he's having fun. He's just going for it. He really likes that girl. What's her name? Valkyrie. But she's not too interested.
So Thor's a type 7. We have 2 more types for anybody who thinks this is going too long. Number 8 is the challenger. They're powerful, dominating, decisive, self-confident, and confrontational.
That could also be Tony Stark.
Yeah, it could. You're right. He does have that.
What color is this person's costume?
One of them is black. There's 2 of them.
Oh, everybody's color. Hela.
Oh, yeah, she probably is. It's the Black Widow. Oh. And I don't know if I see her. I mean, I guess she's confrontational. Yeah. The old her. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have a hard time remembering what she does in the movies. But I remember when she pretended like she was she let people think she was captured at the beginning when we first met her. Mm-hmm. But really, she was just getting them where she wanted them. Yeah. And she killed them all.
She gets along with Hulk real good.
Yeah, that's nice. She's good with him, but she seems real gentle and nice with him.
Yeah, that's true. So they're both kind of playing against their type when they're together.
Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting. All right, what's the other one?
The other one is our new powerhouse Captain Marvel. Powerful, dominating, decisive, self-confident, confrontational.
I love that. I loved Captain Marvel. I thought we didn't talk about her very much.
No, we didn't.
That movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I'd never heard of. I mean, I'd heard of Captain Marvel, but I didn't know her backstory at all.
I had no idea.
So I thought that was fascinating. And
the lady who played her,
Brie Larson.
That was great. That was good casting.
She's awesome.
Very fun.
Okay, she's an 8.
And number 9, the last one, that's me, the peacemaker, easygoing, receptive, reassuring, agreeable, and complacent.
Bruce Banner.
I mean...
That's what it reminds me of there, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's Vision, the android.
Oh, that's right, because you're disappointed.
I'm an android. But Tyler Huckabee said normally an android wouldn't have an enneagram, but this guy, the way that he's wired, his whole desire is to please, even though he almost created the end of all mankind.
That's true.
He want to please people.
That's very interesting, because he's certainly more than an android now, because there's that whole kind of love connection between him and Wanda. Seems kind of odd to me.
That is a little odd.
How does that work? Kind of reminds me of the kind of the relationship between Lando and L3 in the Solo movie. It's she's really into Lando, or she's talks about there's this kind of sexual tension between them, and it's just how does that work?
I feel like there'd be better luck with Vision than with L3.
Yes, I'm sure.
He said he's a synthezoid and he's desperately opposed to conflict of any kind. So that's a very 9 thing. He wants to avoid conflict. He readily, almost eagerly offers to sacrifice his own life before he'll ask anyone to go through the trouble of saving him. Something a 9 can relate to. I agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. All right, well, hopefully we're all a little bit more clear about the Enneagram.
Yeah, I think people loved that.
Yeah. Segment 3, an Avengers quiz. All right, Amber, well, this is pretty straightforward. I've got a number of questions here, and they range from very answerable to more challenging.
Okay. And multiple choice?
They are multiple choice.
If needed?
If needed.
All right.
If needed, I'll give you the multiple choice, and you will get 1 bonus star if you get it without.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So if you get a majority of these questions correct, which I can't remember how many there are. I think there's 16, unfortunately, which is a lot. But if you get 9 or more questions correct, you will win a sticker for our new friend of the show, Holly.
Yay!
Doesn't that seem fun?
Holly, she's a type 7.
She's a
Enneagram
type 7.
7. She's fun-loving. She's going to love the sticker.
She's going to love the sticker. She can put it right on a car. I'm sure.
I hope that I win it for her.
I do too. Question number 1. Which MCU movie featured Spider-Man's first appearance?
I think, this could be for a bonus star, huh? I think the first appearance was in Captain America Civil War.
Amber, that is correct.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well done. So that is +1. Okay. Question number 2. What does Stark Industries manufacture in Iron Man 1?
Ew. I don't know.
Let's think about it.
Probably something metal and adaptive. Let me get some choices.
A. Weapons. B. Chemicals. C. Pharmaceuticals.
Ah.
D. Buildings.
I don't remember there. Pharmaceuticals seems like it clicked with something for me, but I don't remember there being any reference to pharmaceuticals. That's along Stark Industries.
Yeah, I think we're all the way back to
I
2008.
don't feel like they're making weapons. What was the second one?
Chemicals.
I think it's either weapons or pills. Weapons or pharmaceuticals. I'm going to go, he did save his own heart. Is that a pharmaceutical? I'm going to go with weapon.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, phew.
Wow, I was surprised. At the very beginning of Iron Man 1, that's why they're out in the desert, is that he's showing off his new missile or some such
Sure,
thing.
that makes sense.
Oh, man. Question number 3. Which of these characters did not appear in Phase 1?
Okay.
All right, you know all about phases.
I do. And I'm going to look at my cheat sheet.
Thor, Black Panther, Captain America, or the Black Widow?
Well, that's kind of an easier one. I'm going to say Black Panther.
Oh, I've seen you fail easy ones before, so. Question number 4. You've already answered this in the earlier.
Is it an Enneagram one?
No, yes. Who played the Hulk before Mark Ruffalo?
That was Edward Norton.
It was. Amber, you're really cruising through these. You're doing real good.
Thank you.
4 out of 4.
Thank you.
Which war did Captain America fight in?
I think I answered this one too.
You did.
World War II.
Dang. Okay, well.
We had a real comprehensive discussion. That's what it shows me.
That's right. What is the name of Thor's hammer?
Mjolnir.
Man, Amber's unstoppable. So we're at 6 right now. 6 out of 6.
Oh my gosh.
Could you do a perfect game?
I don't know. That'd be something.
I've never seen that. Which movie takes place during Christmas time?
Ooh.
I got this one wrong.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to need a
Which movie takes place during Christmas time?
multiple choice here.
Thor, The Dark World,
Ooh.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man 3, or Ant-Man?
I remember Ant-Man's on a toy train at one point, but I don't know if that means it was Christmas.
Like you thought.
Iron Man 3? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I did.
I just watched a clip from that. I didn't see any snow, but he might not have been someplace cold. Thor, I feel like, do they even have Christmas? And what was the other one?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh. Takes place during Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that Christmas had anything to do with the plot.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Guardians.
Remember, I'm sorry, that's not correct. It is Iron Man 3.
Oh, okay.
So whatever happened in that happened during Christmas. What is Peter Quill's alter ego?
I'm gonna need a multiple choice.
You don't know who Peter Quill is?
No.
Is he? Oh, this is just going to give it away.
Oh no. Do they call him Quill? No.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
I can't give you any clues.
Just not. I can't.
Okay.
It's he's from Guardians.
Correct.
I can't remember his name. We just talked about it.
Yeah. All right, here's the 4.
Okay.
You don't get this one.
Okay.
Starman, Star-Lord,
It's him.
Star-Killer, or Star-Dude?
I thought maybe it was the blue guy. I don't know. I just know Quill.
Peter Quill is Star-Lord.
Oh, dear.
Oh, man. So
Delete
much.
that. That's real embarrassing.
So much for your perfect game.
So much for my cred.
So much for your Peter Quill street cred. What legislation requires superhumans to be governed by law?
I mean, it has something to do with Avengers and Hydra and all. I don't know.
Is it the Paris Accord, the Crimea Accord, the Sokovia Accord, or the Latveria Accord?
Sokovia.
Sokovia. Good one, job. All right, here's another toughie. You're going to have to really put yourself in the movie.
Okay.
And just close your eyes and imagine, where did Scott Lang work before becoming Ant-Man?
Where did he work before becoming Ant-Man?
I'm going to give you your clues.
Okay, good.
Jamba Juice,
Ooh.
Chipotle, McDonald's, or Baskin Robbins?
Oh my gosh, seriously? One of those? I don't think it was McDonald's. I'm going to say Jamba Juice.
I'm sorry, Amber. It was Baskin Robbins.
Wow, I did not remember that.
You're at 7, so you can still win this thing.
Okay.
What fast food do the Avengers eat after the Battle of New York? Is it?
Oh, I'm going to say they eat shawarma. Is that fast food? They definitely eat shawarma.
That is correct, and that's what they're calling fast food.
Okay.
Next question. I've forgotten the numbers. Which of these characters is not in Doctor Strange?
You want me to guess without the star? I'm just kidding.
Not in Doctor Strange.
Howard the Duck.
Caecilius.
Oh, my word.
Lucian. Thanos. Wong.
Oh, man. I think Thanos and Wong are both in there. What were the other two?
Caecilius. Lucian.
I'm going to say Caecilius.
Caecilius was the main bad guy. He was who he was fighting. It was Thanos.
Thanos was not in it?
Not in... So you're still at 7.
A little bit of something.
A little bit of a hint. Oh, no. Who is the main villain in Spider-Man Homecoming? Spider-Man Homecoming. It's the first one.
Usually the first villain in a Spider-Man movie is Green Goblin or something, but I need choices.
Mysterio, Vulture, Kraven, or Venom?
Ugh. I just don't feel like any of those are right.
Let me try to think of who the actor was. He was that one guy that played in... He wasn't Mr. Mom. That was somebody else.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Michael.
So he was a flying thing. What were the choices again?
Was Michael Keaton Mr. Mom?
Yeah.
He was? Okay, he was Mr. Mom.
I got it.
Mysterio, Vulture, Kraven, or Venom?
Vulture doesn't seem like a cool enough name, but I knew he flew, so I'm going to go with Vulture.
You are correct,
Yay.
Amber. You just need one more to win this thing for Holly.
All right.
And you have a couple of opportunities here.
Good.
Which movie was the Falcon's first appearance? Captain America Winter Soldier, The Avengers, Age of Ultron, or Iron Man 2? Falcon's first appearance.
I think he was in Winter Soldier.
Amber, you are correct.
Yay!
Good job. You did it. Okay. We'll just do a couple more because even though you've already won, because it's fun.
Yes, I know.
Who died in Avengers Age of Ultron? Vision, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye.
Quicksilver.
It was unfortunate. We all liked Quicksilver.
He's still alive in X-Men, though, so that's good.
That's right. It's weird. Which planet are Thor and Hulk on in Thor Ragnarok? Are they on Nowhere, Sakaar, Asgard, or Xandar?
Ooh. Xandar.
It's Sakaar. Sakaar.
No, it wasn't. The other one.
Okay, here's another villain question that you're so good at.
Yeah.
Who's the main villain in Ant-Man?
Oh.
The Wasp, Yellow Jacket, Red Skull, Galactus.
I feel like it was the Wasp. I don't remember. Yellow Jacket. I don't think it's Red Skull, so it's Yellow Jacket, or what was the last one?
Galactus.
Galactus. I'm going to go with Galactus.
Incorrect. It was Yellow Jacket.
Shoot.
Because there was another guy taking Hank Pym's shrinking...
Pym juice?
Pym juice.
Pym's potion. They call it something like that. Pym's pills.
goodness. And he makes other things that shrink.
Okay.
Not those kind of things. What type of giant appears in Thor? What kind of giant appears in Thor? Loki's people. Storm giants, frost giants, ice giants, or mountain giants?
Well, I know that Molly likes that book, Odd and the Frost Giants. That's about Thor and Loki, so I'm going to go with Frost Giant.
You are correct, Amber. You're super winning. Yeah, one more question.
All right.
Which of these is not one of the Infinity Stones?
Ooh.
Not one of the Infinity Stones.
Mad that we didn't do the dishes. Infinity Stone.
Space, heart, mind, reality, power, soul, time.
I know time, reality. I feel like space is one. Soul is definitely. So there's heart and mind.
Yep. Space, heart, mind, reality, power, soul, time.
Power. I think it's either power, heart, or mind. Heart. I don't remember there being a heart. I don't feel like you're going to have a heart and a soul stone. Heart stone. Heart. I'm going to go with heart.
You are correct.
Yay!
Amber, you won. You're going to get that sticker out to Holly.
Yay!
That was a good quiz. You did pretty good.
I enjoyed it, of course.
Good job, Amber. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. We would love to hear from you. You can leave feedback about this episode on Twitter or on Facebook at SegmentsCast. Or you can send us an email at segmentscast@gmail.com. Or if you really want to be brave, you could be one of the few people that leaves comments at segments.libsyn.com.
I don't know if that's super brave, because that's probably the place nobody will see it.
Nobody
except for
will.
us.
Yeah, if you're scared. If you're scared.
So if you're the opposite of brave.
Yeah, the opposite of brave.
If you're brave scared.
If you're bravely scared.
Or email. Email would just go to us.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you're brave, actually leave a comment on your social media. Yeah. Share our post. Leave a comment. It helps our friends, your friends, know that we exist.
Yeah. Say something bold. Say something corrective. We love corrective.
We're really hoping for some next time. Otherwise I'll make some up out of your friendly comments. We want to thank our daughter, Emma. She did our logo and graphics. She does take commissions. She's a little graphic designer. If you'd like her to draw you something, you can get a hold of her through our email, segmentscast@gmail.com.
And we want to say thank you to EDM Samurai for the intro and outro music. You can find him on SoundCloud at EDM Samurai.
Segments and game.
End the game.
It's the end of the game.
It's the end of the game. End of season 1.
Phase 1.
Phase 1.
Complete.
Good one.
Yeah, I think people loved that.
Yes.